I just want to give you guys all a fair chance. So it kind of looks like writing inequalities from a number line, solving inequalities, evaluating using function notation are kind of the big ones. So it looks like inequalities give you guys a little bit of trouble. And then function notation. Actually, now function notation is in the lead with solving inequalities. So unless there's some changes in the next 20 seconds before we get started.
Oh, we're going to do the one that's like the greatest.
Uh-huh.
Like the more points.
Like the, oh yeah, the greatest.
Yeah.
Well, we can do a couple if we have time. We can do both. No? Jazz, it's because you want some candy, don't you?
Yeah.
I knew it. I knew it.
I'm sure of that.
All right, you guys. That's going to conclude our poll. So I'm looking at solving inequalities and evaluating a function using function notation. So those are good. And we can go over those. So what I'm going to do now, all of you all, is I'm going to share some. Okay, so we're going to allow, accept central classroom. Okay. All right, you guys. So first of all, number one, complete the October 1 assignment. So everybody, and this is good practice for you guys that are new. All of you guys that are in this course, I want you to go up to the little hand raiser guy. Do you see him at the top?
Yeah.
He's his arm up. If you have completed your October 1 survey in all classes, then I want you to raise your hand. Do a little hand raise.
What was the question?
The October 1st thing, all the assignments for school, right?
Yes.
Courses.
Yes, but raise your hand in there.
Oh, in there? Okay.
Yeah.
No, wait, what was the question?
Oh, Jess.
I was too busy doing something.
Okay, good. Donovan just raised his hand. If you have completed all of your October 1 assignments today, today's assignments, the special ones, raise your hand.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and it's okay if you didn't finish it. Central Classroom obviously needs to get on the ball. They did not raise their hand. Edwin? Oh, you're still working on them, huh? Okay, that's fine. And then I was just going to double check everybody. Just checking to see who's done all their assignments. Elliot, I know you're still working on it. Fernando, do you know what I'm talking about? Okay, so stay with me afterwards and I'll help you with those. And then Katie Beth, you haven't done all your assignments? You always do your assignments.
I'm going to pick a little notepad.
And you can, yeah, and if you guys want, go ahead and pick a notepad. You see where it says student 1, student 2, 3, 4, all that? Type your name in there like Jazz did. Choose a nice color. And if you go to that drop-down menu, I think you can choose a color if you like, or you can just do black, and that's fine too. So what I want you guys to do is make sure when we're done here that if you don't know what I'm talking about with the October 1 assignments, make sure you get with one of the teachers. There are some special assignments that you have to do today, and it's for our October 1 count. It's for us being eligible, for you guys being able to come here. So you have to do those assignments. They're super important. Muy importante. Okay, so we'll do that then at the end if you haven't already done them. And then we cleared up some questions on previous week's material. So you guys took a survey, and we'll go over a couple of things there. And then we're just going to do a quick explore a linear graph. So you guys, today's webinar is going to be short because I know you guys have all these surveys to do, and we have lunch coming in less than an hour, and you guys probably want some pizza. So we're going to keep this as quick as possible. So here's some questions I want you guys to think about. So here's where you're going to use your notepads, okay? And don't be afraid to type whatever you want in the notepads as long as it's, rated G. Oh, you do?
Yeah, Mickey.
I don't know who Mickey is exactly.
Oh, that's Katie.
Oh, is that Katie Beth? Katie Beth, are you typing in Elliot's? All right, Katie, you get, okay, so that's fine. You guys can do both. If you type in somebody else's, yeah, Katie's typing in Elliot's.
Just say yes.
I took away some notepads just because I was running out of room with everything, so I took some of those out. So you guys, one of the things you can do is type in the chat, or you can wait till the other person. Katie, don't delete Elliot's name. So yeah, you don't have to keep typing there. That's okay. So you guys can share,
Yeah.
but you have to do it one at a time if you share. No, but she's really nice. She's really nice. When you meet her, you'll like Katie. She's just playing with you. She likes to play. Anyway, you guys can share, or you can use the chat. So Elliot, one thing you can do too if you're waiting for Katie and she's hogging the notepad is you can type in the little chat button too. And let me turn that off so we don't get any more notifications. Okay, all right, you guys. So here's a couple questions I want you to think about. If one equation, and this kind of goes along with last week, has a slope of 2, so you guys picture that, right? Y equals mx plus b, slope of 2. And a second equation has a slope of 4, Is the graph of the second equation twice as steep? So ready to go, type in your notepads, yes or no. And then, so Katie's taking over. So if you want, you can always type in your other ones. And then Emily, I don't see that you have one too. So you guys can type in the chat at the same time. So if you don't have a notepad, and I'm really sorry, you guys, normally I have more, but if you don't have a notepad, just type in the chat, yes or no. It's okay, Katie. If you want.
I don't know what to.
Katie and Elliot. Oh, you can't just have Katie and Elliot like that. Okay, so yeah, what do you guys think? If you have a line, you have an equation.
No in it, so is it like a new?
Did you type no?
Something.
No comment. Edwin, no. Okay, good. Edwin had a real answer. Thank you, Edwin.
This is a real
Emma
answer.
says yes. That's no comment is not a real answer, Jess. Katie and Elliot are yes. Donovan, yes. Fernando is typing.
I missed the slope is when it crosses the x, right?
That's the y-intercept crosses the y. The slope is the m. It's how much it changes by each time. So it's your rise over your run.
Okay,
Oh,
yeah.
Rise over run. Rise over run. You can change your answer. No, Edwin, you can't change it. You're stuck. No. So Edwin has changed to yes. Okay, and then Katie is typing for you, Elliot, unless you want to type in the chat box.
Well, I already put yes.
Oh, you did in the chat box? Oh, or did you put it in your
I thought you said
notepad?
maybe.
I put it in the notepad.
Oh, that's your yes. Okay, good. What would happen if it's run over rise?
Oh, I forgot to put my yes. Oh,
Katie,
my God.
that would not be a linear equation, but good question. That would be something different. Well, I guess you could do a different, you would just be graphing it backwards, I guess. It would still be linear, but you'd be graphing it backwards. So you guys are all right. Yes, it would. And if you think about this, right, here's our equation, just in case you guys forget, I write this for you every time. Y equals mx plus b. M is our slope, and m tells us how steep the line is. So if you have a slope of 2, that's like having a slope of 2 over 1, right? So if you change it to a slope of 4, oops, I don't know why I wrote 4 under there. If you change it to a slope of 4 over 1, then your line would in fact be twice as steep. And we can graph that, and we can compare it if we want to. Okay, and at the end, if we have time, we will. All right, you guys, second question. If the slope of an equation stays the same, so here you go, Edwin, here's your y-intercept. But the y-intercept changes, how will that affect the graph? The y-intercept changes.
Don't the y go up and down?
And Emma, you are already quick. The y is where it intercepts on the y-axis.
You're not doing the summary.
So it would affect the steepness, right?
That would be your m value.
Yeah.
That's your slope.
Or negative or positive?
I'll explain it.
All right, guys, type what you think. What do you think?
Type what I.
Type what you think. Well, as long as it relates to,
Want to change the sign?
Well, you could have a negative y value versus a positive, and then you're right, Donovan's sign would be different. But how would that impact the graph? What do you think? And actually, after this, we are going to go to a little graph thing for you guys. So keep typing, and I'm going to find you all something. Oh, well, Edwin, you always do good with your words. That's fine. Well, no, that's the first one I'm doing. Yes, I think it would make the graph going up and down. Okay, see, I know what you're coming from. I got that. And then Emma says this would affect the graph by its height. Let me see. Let me scroll down on you, Emma. Hang on. It will either make it taller or steeper if the y-intercept increases or shorter. Okay. And then Jazz, I agree with Emma from the height. Or is that the earlier one, or is that this one? Which one?
From this one on.
Okay, this one. Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
just say I do.
Emily, it would change the height. Okay, so do you mean like it would move it up? Okay, good. And then Fernando, yes, the height of it would be the one affected. Excellent. And Donovan is now typing. Did you type a yes? Okay, so here's the thing, you guys. It would affect the placement of the...
Oh, I'm sorry. I was trying to see if it was vibrating. That's
Is
my
it? Is
sister.
that your sister? It would raise the line up and down. Okay. All right, you guys, so good. You guys are exactly right. It's going to raise the line up and down. Now watch this. Did you guys see the graph in front of you?
Nope. Oh, yeah.
Okay, remember we call that a parent function. So that's y equals x. So here's the deal. If I, right now, what is the value at the end of y equals x? What's our b value? What's our y-intercept?
0.
0. Good. So what if I put a plus 2? You guys said it's going to raise it up, right? Oh, look, what did it do? It raised it up, right? If I did a y equals x minus 4, what's it going to do? Oh, it already did it. It lowered it. You guys see that? The purple one? So remember, you guys, we did transformation. We've been doing transformations like 2 weeks ago, and you have transformations this week too, but of absolute value equations. So that would be a shift up or a shift down. That's a transformation. So when you have a b value other than 0, that means it shifts. Okay, so let's actually go back, you guys. Let's look at our, remember how we talked about the first one was being steeper? So here's y equals x. Do you guys see that? Y equals x. So that's your parent function. If I change the steepness, right now the steepness is 1, right? The slope is 1 over 1, up 1, over 1, up 1, over 1. If I change the steepness, and I'm going to move this over a little bit so that we can get our scale a little bit better. So each one of those grids is 1, right? So up 1, over 1, up 1, over 1. All right, I'm going to change it to y equals 5x. Look at how much steeper that is. Okay, so that transformation, that 5, that's stretching the graph up. Like if you were stretching up, that's stretch. All right, but we could also have a fraction, right? We could have a less than 1, so we could do like 1/2 x. And look at what happened with the green graph, you guys. It's a lot less steep, right? So let me take off this one. Compare that to the parent. Do you guys see how much less steep that is? If you were hiking, which one do you want to hike on?
The black one.
Exactly, Elliot. Because well, it's actually green, but it kind of looks black. Or maybe it's black. Oh, no, it's black, actually. You're right, it's black. The black one has a far less steepness. So we call that a shrink, because it's shrinking down to the earth. I don't know why they call it that. It's like compressing, shrinking down, shrinking down. So that's called a shrink. And you guys have that in your transformation. Okay, very nice, you guys, very nice. So, all right, so here's what we're doing today, and then we're just going to go over some of your questions. So I want you guys to, in your notepads, okay, you guys have your notepads ready or your chat? For the first one, match the equation with the best choice of the graph, okay? So what that means is, like, for example, number A. So in your notepad, you would put like A1 or A2 or A3, depending on which one it goes with. And then for B, you would put B1, B2, C3, C1, whatever. So does that make sense how to do it? So you're going to match equation A. What does that match with? Alicia is typing. We're all blind here.
Yeah, I can't.
How come you guys are blind?
We can't really see.
Oh, is it too small?
Yeah.
Oh, you guys make it full screen. See how you guys can make it full screen on your...
You'll be able to type it in.
That's okay. Make it full screen until you figure out, and then
That's cool. I never knew that.
yeah. So you can make things full screen, you guys. So if you do full screen, that's all you'll see, and then you can make it small again and type your answers. Donovan, you got an answer for me?
Yeah, should we just say the number?
That what's for A?
Yeah. So just put like equation A, and then put a number with it. Or you don't have to type equation. You can just type A, and then you can either put 1, 2, or 3 with it.
How do you get out of full screen?
Oh yeah, try to match equation A, B, and C with one of those 3, and then we'll look at those, and then we'll do the second 2. Hang on. Jazz, what you would want to do to get out of it is, can you click on no?
Oh my god.
Oh, can you click that?
It's dying.
There you go. Yeah, so just if you're in full screen, you need to get back out of it. Click on the full screen again, and you should be able to get back out of it. Hopefully. All right, so you guys are good. So Edwin, good. You've got an A, B, and a C almost. Emma, good. You've selected your choices. Very nice.
Oh, we're just doing the first 3 right now?
Yeah, if you want to do the last 3, feel free. Yeah, if you feel pretty confident. And so Elliot, good. Alicia, why are you guys all blind?
Oh, did I get it right?
Oh, I don't know yet.
Oh,
Yeah, we're gonna discover whether you guys are all right.
No, I'm just.
Okay, Jan.
I'm sorry.
Pretend like Emma's not there. Don't agree with her. She could be right, but oh, you got some answers. Okay, good.
I'm not agreeing with her.
Wait, is that a J? Oh, I see. That's a. Okay, I get it. Yeah.
I'm gonna change the color.
Edwin, you're
for
changing
you.
your mind?
Yeah, I'm confused.
Don't be confused. You could be the one. Remember the last webinar? You were the one that was right,
I didn't do that.
Yeah.
and you know. Uh-oh. Who did something?
I don't know. I keep doing that.
Yeah,
I don't know
everyone.
why. Why is it doing that?
I didn't know. I didn't do it.
Yes, you have the power.
I know I have the power,
Ghost
but
did it.
can you guys see your notepads now or no?
well,
I can't either.
Yep, I'm still trying to get out of full screen.
Well, somebody. Huh.
Out there.
Okay.
there we go.
All right, you guys. Yeah, so
Yeah,
Somebody
like,
did
if we
that.
can type in that. I can still see it. Nope, see, hold on.
all right.
Look at mine. Is he still doing it?
No, actually, yours is good, Jess.
You sure?
Yep.
Okay, there we go.
Okay, so Emily, good. Alicia, you're blind. Okay. Katie, or maybe all of you guys are blind over there. I don't know.
Yeah, we're
Because
all
I don't
done.
see Katie's answer from over there either. But Emma typed in her answer, so. Oh, Alicia's now typing. This is
My
good.
B and C are backwards, aren't it?
And then Emily, I got yours. So you think A is 3, B is 1, C is 2. Good. Okay, good job, you guys. All right, you guys ready to go over?
No.
Donovan, you need a little more time?
Hold on, hold on, I'm gonna change my
You're going to change your answer?
answer. Yeah.
I shouldn't have put you next to Edwin. That's what is going on here, huh?
No, I just
You're
figured out
inspiring
that
him to change his
Fernando-
answer, Edwin. I see how it is.
Fernando's over there.
Fernando's over here.
Oh.
I thought you were, okay, my bad.
Oh, that's Fernando. Fernando, and that's Donovan. That's Edwin. This is Jazz. And Emily. I didn't mean to not introduce you guys to you, but
Jazz.
I was just
do that
introducing him to his
saxophone type of stuff.
next door people in case he needed some help or something, you know. And I'm Mrs. Elliott.
Hi, Mrs. Elliott. How are you?
I'm good. How are you guys?
You're Mrs.? Oh, we went through this before.
We already went through this. Jazz.
That was another person.
No, it's all right. It's all right. Okay, you guys. So Elliot, you're just finishing up, and then we're gonna go through it. All right, you guys. So let's look at this first one. So here's the key, you guys, for when you guys are doing these graphs. This -2 on the end, that's our y-intercept, right?
Yeah.
So we look at all these first, and I go, oh, it looks like 1 is probably -2. You know what 2 could be and 3 could be. So that's not helping us.
Yeah.
So then I look at my slope. Well, my slope is positive. All these are positive too, so that's not helping us either. So now what I'm going to do is look at the type of slope. So it's a fraction, right? It goes up 1 and over 4. So is that going to be steeper than the parent or less steep?
Less steep.
Less steep. Because yeah, if it's just a fraction, that means it's not a very steep line. So it couldn't be 1, right? Because 1 is pretty steep. And then if you compare 2 and 3, which one is less steep, 2 or 3? 3. So I would say then that graph A goes with number 1, 2, 3, Roman numeral 3. So, so you guys, I can see some of you guys hit 2 on that one. Fernando, you got 3, good. And Emily, yours is like gone into cyberspace now, so I can't. So I guess I could actually go back. Katie Beth, you said 3 the first time, and then, or no, I see, you said 2. Oh, there you are, Emily. So you said 3. Very nice. Okay, you guys, now let's look at letter B. So B has a slope of 4. Okay, so is 4 going to be steeper than the parent function or less steep? Steeper. So if we look at our 2 that are left, we have 1 and 2. Which one is steeper?
1.
1. So B is going to be 1. Yay.
And we
So
have all-
C has to be 2.
I only have one.
It's okay, you guys. That's why we do
That
webinars.
works.
So it's a good time to get it wrong. It's a good time because then you get
I
on this,
did all my answers.
I mean,
and you could have had them right. See. Edwin?
Look at the next one.
See, maybe you shouldn't read. Oh, you got the middle one right though. See how that is? All right, you guys. Let's try the last ones though then. So try this time to match A, B, and C to the appropriate graphs. Okay, you guys, I'm going to see who gets this one. You were wrong all the way,
All
Katie.
these colors are
Ah, well, it's all right. It's all right. You know, we're all wrong at many times in our lives. But that's what learning is, because if you guys already knew the answers, you wouldn't even be here. You would be out on your own working as a math teacher.
Oh, shit.
Or maybe as a math, I don't know, person somewhere. You'd be doing math stuff, let's put it that way. So better to get it wrong here than somewhere else. Okay, but I want you guys to get this all perfect. Whoever gets this one perfect, I have a $100 bill here to give to you. Oh, look, everyone's typing now, huh?
I got all of them right. Watch.
Yeah.
I don't really have a $100 bill though. Yeah. All right, Katie, is that your CAM or CAM? CAM? Emily, good. You got in your votes. Oh, my computer's going dark. Okay, you guys. Everyone's ready?
Yep.
Donovan, you need another second? One more second. Emma's typing, so Emma's in. Fernando's in. Donovan's working on it. Elliot, are those your votes then?
Yeah.
Okay. Just making sure those were for last time. And then Jazz, are those yours down below in blue?
In orange.
In orange? Oh, do I need to scroll down? I need to scroll down to see your votes. Okay, yes, I see them. Edwin, you're in. No changing your answers this time, right? Okay, good.
Hands off keyboard.
All right. Katie Beth, wait. She says wait. And Donovan. Did you put yours in, Donovan?
Yes.
Okay, let me scroll down so I can see yours too. Ah, yes, I see. All right, Katie, you've at least got A in, so type fast. All right, you guys, so number one, the key is the -3, right? Which graph has a y-intercept of -3?
The third one.
The third one, exactly. So did you guys all put 3?
Yeah.
3, 3. Looks like I'm seeing a lot of 3s. Nice job, you guys. So yes, that is a 1, 2, 3. Oh, look, it matches the top one. Okay, B has a y-intercept of 1. Is that going to be 2 or 1? 2. Nice job, you guys. Nice job. So this one's a little bit easier. All I have to do is look at the y-intercept. Very good. And then the last one obviously has to be 1.
Yay, we got it all right. Where's our 100?
Yay. Oh, I'll give you the 100. All right. I'm gonna get all you guys $100 bills. You just wait for it. I'll bring them back. All right, you guys. So that's kind of the how you investigate these lines. You know, look at the y-intercept. See if you can find a graph that matches that. Look to see if the graph then is positive or negative, and these are all sloping in the positive direction. And then finally, look at your slope. All right, good. So that's all we're doing today, except for that I wanted to go over with you guys how to do function notation and maybe quickly solve an inequality, because you guys were kind of confused on that a little bit, right? And let me do the function notation just because it's so important, because everything from now on will be this function notation. And that's this f of x, and that just means y. So f of x is just another way to say y. Did you guys know that?
Yep.
So instead of saying like y equals 2x minus 1, and so Jazz, you probably haven't seen it yet. Some of you guys haven't seen it yet because you haven't done this week, but it's the same thing as saying f of x.
Oh, well, no, I don't know this.
So why would you make it more complicated?
Ah, that's a good question, Elliot. That's a very good question. So the reason we make it more complicated is because it makes it simpler to evaluate later. So for example, if I gave you this, I said evaluate this function, f of -3, and I was talking about this one right here. If you understand function notation, you know what to do with that. Does anyone know what to do with that? Silence. Alicia is typing.
Like 2 times.
Margin of error. You remember doing that? And then Donovan, 2, what? Oh, yes. Yes. Donovan, good. So that what that means is that in place of x, you're putting -3. So the way you would evaluate that is you would write it like this. So you would put a -3 in there in place of x. Now this stuff on the left doesn't mean anything. It just means y. So all you're doing is solving for the right. So 2 times -3 would get you -6 minus 1. and negative 6 minus 1 is negative 7. So what's the saying is evaluate the function when x is negative 3 and you get negative 7. And then Elliot, you'll see later that at some point we're going to start doing stuff like this, f of g of x, and that means that we are putting one function inside of another function, and so it'll start to come in handy because otherwise we'd have to use a lot of words to describe that when we could just use a symbol. For example, if I were to write this, you guys, 50%, that would, on everything, wouldn't that take a long time? So we do this as a shortcut, right? We write 50 and then we do that little symbol. It's just kind of a shortcut, and it's the same thing with function notation. And then it gives us some information too. Like, for example, if I were to write f of a, then I know that the letter a on my graph is going to represent x. That's going to be my independent variables. I'm going to use a for that. And then actually my function is f. So it's kind of a combination of your y and your a is what that is. So it is actually, that's a good question because it always seems more complicated when you guys are used to y equals and stuff. But all it means for you guys right now, the only thing you have to know is that if I give you like this, f of 2, and you have a function, you're just plugging 2 in for all the x's. All the x's, in fact. So if I had a function that was like x squared plus x minus 1, you would have to plug it in to the first x, and you'd have to plug it into the second x, and you would get 4 plus 2 minus 1, which would get you 6, what is that, 5? You guys, good mental math. Nice job. All right, so any questions, any more questions on function notation, all?
No.
Jazz, that was quick no.
Sorry.
Quick no. Alicia, does it all come back to you now? And Katie, I don't know really what margin of error is, but it's okay, Katie, because I don't think you're on this part yet. But does that make sense what to do with the f of x if x is something else?
There's just so many numbers.
There's so many numbers. I just wrote a lot of things really fast on one screen. We did this last year. Oh, good. Then you are going to get 100% on this.
You did not do this last year. Oh, I was okay.
Somebody didn't do it last year. Somebody maybe. All right, you guys. So last thing I want to go over, unless you guys have any other questions that you want answered, but I think you guys said solving inequalities, right? So if I have, say, 2x, how if I do negative 2x plus 3 is greater than 4? I'm going to do one like that. And I'm going to do this kind because I have noticed that you guys all kind of freak out on this one. Let's see, greater than 6 and less than 2. Okay, because this one I've noticed people don't seem to know what to do. Memory does. Hey, that's true. All right, when you guys solve these, you solve them just like a regular equation. So I'm solving for x. You know you have to subtract 3 from both sides, right? You guys all good with that? So you end up with negative 2x is greater than 1. Okay, so how do you get rid of the negative 2?
Divide both sides.
Perfect. You guys are geniuses. You're awesome. You divide both sides by negative 2, but there's a little trick here. Do you know what you do whenever you divide an equation by a negative, an inequality by a negative? Anybody know over there at Gateway? Gateway land of knowledge? I'm just trying to type. The greater or less than switches. Yay! Yay! So anytime you divide or multiply by a negative like this, right, then you have to switch the signs. So I switch it like that, and my answer is negative 1/2. So that's only when you divide it or multiply by a negative, though. Not when you add or subtract a negative, just when you multiply or divide. So be really careful about that. I don't want you guys to get that wrong. And where that comes into play is like when you're graphing and stuff. If you don't switch the sign, you're going to shade the wrong side and stuff. Okay, last one. So on this one, you guys, this is a compound inequality. And so far people are kind of messing this up too on the practices. And remember, you can go back and try them again. But you're going to leave it in this form, and you're just going to solve from the middle out. So I have to move that 1 away from the x, right? So you guys know that you'd subtract 1 to get it out of there, right? Well, then whatever you do to the middle, you have to do to both the left side and the right side like that. And so then 6 minus 1 gives you 5. We still have our sign in there, whatever it was. And in the middle now, we're just left with our x. And then on the right side, we would have 2 minus 1, which is just 1. Muy bien? Good? Okay, so that's how these work. And they might be a little more complicated, you know, because you might get one like this where you'd have like 3, and then you might have 2x, I don't know, minus 1, and then you might have some number here like 5. And so you'd still have to get rid of the 1, right? So you'd add it to both sides, and then you'd have 3 plus 1 is 4. But in the middle, you'd still have a 2x. So you do the same thing as we did on this one, right? To get rid of the 2, you'd have to divide by 2, which means you also have to divide the left and the right. So you might have to do multiple steps to get rid of everything next to the x, but you know, my sign is freaking out. But you would still solve from the middle out. Make sense? And if this had been a negative 2, what would we have done to the signs? Switched them. Good. All right, you guys, any other questions? Anything from the poll that you wanted to go over that I didn't go over, that you guys want to go over? 4x plus 7. Katie, is that what you want to do? 4x plus 7 is greater than 6? No. Okay. All right, fine. Fine, we won't do it. Anybody else have any other questions? You're trying an example. Okay, so here's what I want you guys to do. If you're all good and you agree that you have no questions, we're going to practice using the hand raiser guide, but this time, instead of the hand raising one, what I want you guys to do is that, oh yeah, you're going to have to drop your hands. Choose the agree, the check mark. Do you guys see that one, the little green circle with the check mark in the middle? I'm just going to test you guys and see if you can all use that.
What's the question?
Oh, that's weird.
Wait, what are you talking about?
Oh, you're going to do a, see where the hand thing is?
You with the guy?
User stepped away.
What
Okay.
she stepped away?
Katie did, yeah. So Katie, I think you clicked on the wrong one. Oh, good job. So Fernando, do you see it? It's at the very top where the guy with the hand raising. Ah, nice job. And Julio, I know you just joined, but we're about to end. But thank you for joining. We started at 11, so what you can do is just watch this. It's recorded, and I'll upload it tonight. You can just watch it. But yeah, you guys can exit out if you're all good. And thanks for raising your check mark hands.
Log out? Does your button log out?
Nope, you can just, I will end it actually right now.